Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Chrissy, your Epicure consultant, and I'm making my dinner, so I thought I would just pop on real quick and show you what I was making. I have the sweet garlic chicken seasoning, and I'm actually going to make a salmon recipe with this. The recipe is on the website, and it's called Sweet and Sticky Salmon. And I just printed it off this afternoon. I've seen it many times and I've never done it, so I thought I would just put that together. What I've got over here is about 1.5 pounds of salmon. The recipe calls for 1 pound, but I found a nice piece at Costco, so that's what I'm doing. And I've got in my steamer, what I already did was I already cooked and checked 1 pound of Brussels sprouts, the correct name. So these were halved, and then I put them in the microwave for 4 minutes. So those are going to get done. And then I know there's a lot of seasoning in here. I know it's going to go a long way. So what I did, I had some Tuscan kale. I'm getting those vegetable boxes from Misfits Market, and I had a lot of Tuscan kale. So wash that up, and those are in my quarter sheet lined pans. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that, because I think the recipe calls for putting the broccoli in with the salmon, and I think I'm going to do that. They're already pre-cooked a little bit, so they should cook in about the same time as the salmon, which the recipe says is about 15 minutes. So that's the advantage of using the steamer. Again, for those of you who are maybe seeing this for the first time cooking, the multi-purpose steamer is 100% FDA approved, food grade silicone. It won't leach anything bad into your food. You can use it in the microwave, in the oven up to 450 degrees, in the freezer. You can put it in the dishwasher, but I like to hand wash mine. All right, so what I'm going to do is just make the sauce, and I'll set these aside for a second. Open up the seasoning real quick with my Prep Pro scissors. Okay, I love the scissors, as you all who have watched me know. Alright, so I have a bowl, and I'm going to put the seasoning in a bowl. And, wow, that smells really good. Definitely garlicky. And then what goes in there is, I'm going to use my 2-in-1 citrus press and choose the lime setting. This is another Epicure gadget, which I love. And I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the lime in there. There's 1/2. And you can see the cool juiced disc you get at the end. It gets everything out of there pretty well. And here's lime number 2, or half the lime. Okay, there we go. All right, so that did its job. Alright, so next thing is, let's see, make sure I'm doing this correctly. I've never made this before, and I decided just to let you in on my dinner cooking tonight. Okay, so 3 tablespoons of honey. If you don't want as much, you probably can just leave some out if you don't want it to be as sweet. This is supposed to be sweet and sticky salmon though, so we're going to put in the 3 tablespoons of honey, 2, and it's not really going to be that accurate because honey is so sticky, and you fail to get most of it anyhow. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let me get my my little spatula, my 3-in-1 spatula. And I'm going to make sure I get all that honey out of there. All right. Okay, so honey's in there. I might have to use that for something else, so I'll set that aside. Then it calls for a tablespoon of low-sodium soy sauce. So I have tamari here, because tamari is gluten-free. Figure, why add stuff with gluten in it to 100% gluten-free seasoning, as you all know, or maybe you don't know, but Epicure's 100% gluten-free. Alright, soy sauce and a tablespoon of oil, so I'm just going to use good old extra virgin olive oil. Tablespoon of that. Alright. And it says a tablespoon of hot sauce, which I don't know if I have. It said hot sauce such as sriracha. But what I do have is some of our buffalo wing seasoning right here. So I thought I would just throw in, I don't know, a teaspoon of this. Yeah. I'll just throw in. Now I'm using my 4-in-1 spice spoon. It's a tablespoon, a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon all in one. It's very handy. So I'm just going to get a teaspoon of this. Hopefully it's not too hot. We'll see. Because I thought the sweet and sticky salmon should be maybe sweet, sticky, and spicy, right? I think it'll taste good. Alright, so this is all together. So it says here, squeeze juice, whisk together seasoning, honey, soy sauce, oil, and hot sauce. Alright, so it's all in here. I'm using my mini whisk, my Epicure mini whisk, which is one of my favorite items now. It's new to the catalog. Alright, so there we go. All whisked up together. That looks good. Oh wow, it smells really good. Alright, so set this aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spoon some over. It says to brush it onto the salmon, so I'm going to spoon some on there first. And then it says to toss the Brussels sprouts with the, let's see here. I'm going to toss some in there. So I'm going to use my spice spoon to kind of mix that up and coat the Brussels sprouts. Now the directions say that if you have some of the outer leaves of the Brussels sprouts fall off, it's okay because they make crunchy little chips in the oven. But that's what gave me the idea to do the kale chips. I'm like, wait a minute. I got a bunch of chips sitting there in the fridge waiting to be cooked. So we'll see how they come out. I'm going to put this in the oven, and then I'll have to post pictures of it when it's done because I'm not going to make you wait the whole 15 minutes for it to get done. I just want to show you how quick you can make really delicious salmon dinner. So, alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these around the salmon like the recipe calls for. Let me move these over here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, so let me move everything over so that you can sort of see what I'm doing better. It's hard to tell from where my camera sits how much you can see, and I don't want to obstruct it. Let me get to, I have one of those silicone brushes here. Okay, quite a bit of that. Alright, so I'm just going to put the Brussels sprouts all around. Like I said, I pre-cooked them in the steamer, so they should cook at the same rate as the rest of the salmon. Hopefully they don't get too crunchy. First time I'm making this recipe, so, you know, we gotta allow for things to go wrong. But usually, as my friend Lindsay says, you can't mess it up. Right? It's very forgiving, she says. Epicure is very forgiving. And she's not the first person, or the last, I'm sure, to tell me that. So, it always tastes good, even if it doesn't go quite as planned. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the kale in here. And I'm going to mix up some sauce in there as well. I'm going to put the rest out of the... I'm just going to add as much kale to this bowl. Let me get to that spatula. I knew I'd need it again. It's the way you get everything out of the bowl or a mayonnaise jar or a jam jar. I love this 3-in-1. The one thing I love about it the most is that it's just one continuous piece. There's not it's not a wooden spatula. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is brushed all over the salmon. That looks wonderful. It smells really good too. We need to salt this. Now, Epicure is very low sodium. All the products, except for the salt grinders, are very low sodium. So, and many of my customers love that. Either they need a low sodium diet, or they just prefer, like me, to just add their own salt, their own favorite salt. So, I'm going to be doing that in a second. All right. So there we go. I have some pink salt here that I like to use. Salt the Brussels sprouts as well. Okay, so that's going to go in for 15 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the oven. You can see how delicious it already looks. It's not even cooked yet. And that's going to go in the oven. And I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Okay, so meanwhile I have the kale, the pieces of kale that we chopped up. I'm just going to add as much to this as will coat. And actually, because there's a lot of spice in there, I may, because I've got two, move this stuff out of the way. I've got two of these quarter sheet pans. I love these things. The big sheet pan also had the silicone liner. So easy cleanup at the end. So I really love them. There we go. And they're great for anytime you use a sheet pan. They're great. Cookies or like sweet potatoes. They get really kind of sticky when you cook them. All right, let me add some more. I seem to have enough sauce in here to coat some more of this. Like I said, this is an experiment. Hopefully they come out all right. I'll let you know. They smell really good because that sweet garlic sauce smells really good. Okay. And the kale is grabbing because this is Tuscan kale, so the texture of the kale is grabbing all the sauce. I think I'm just going to put it all in there. I think I decided. I think it's going to be fine. I think, I don't know if you've ever, because there is oil in this sauce mixture. I'm just going to get my hands in here. I don't know if you've ever heard of, like, when you're putting kale in a salad, let's say, and you don't want to cook it, you can massage it with oil, and it actually does get softer to chew. It's otherwise it's like really chewy, and for whatever reason that works. I don't know. So a tip about kale today: you just never know what you're going to get in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some salt on that. I'm going to get my salt shaker all dirty, but I'll just clean it later. Okay. You just don't want them to be bland when they come out of the oven. So, okay. Here we go. Just going to spread them out. Probably want to spread them pretty thinly so that they cook. And I'm just going to have to watch them like a hawk because I have no idea how long to cook them for. I've got a 425 degree oven, I believe, right now. So they will definitely take less than the 15 minutes that the salmon's going to take. And what I might do, I almost assuredly will do, is go in there with my grabbers and maybe toss them a little bit halfway through. So I'll just keep an eye on the clock. So thanks for watching. I will, in my VIP group, I will post a picture of everything done because I'm not going to make you wait the 12 minutes that the salmon is going to take to cook. So I'm going to get my grabbers ready to toss these in a few minutes, and just, I guess, stay tuned and I'll let you know how dinner came out. It was nice to see everybody. See you again soon. Bye.